There's a face in a glass case in London. It's about the size of your hand, carved from a single piece of ivory 500 years ago. And it's one of the most famous faces ever to come out of Africa. The museum label calls her a Benin Bronze, but she isn't bronze. The people who made her didn't call her Idia, and the man who commissioned her didn't make her to be looked at. He made her to look through. Almost everything the label tells you is wrong, and every single thing it gets wrong is a reason she should go home. Start with who she actually was, because she wasn't a symbol. She was a person, and a dangerous one. She lived in the Kingdom of Benin. And one quick note, this is the Kingdom of Benin in what's now Nigeria. It has nothing to do with the modern country called Benin next door. Different place entirely. Around the year 1500, the king, the Iyoba, died and left two sons fighting over the throne. One of those sons was named Esigie. His mother was Idia. Idia did not sit quietly in a palace. She raised troops. She was famous for her command of medicine and of the spiritual forces a Benin army went to war believing in. And she used all of it to put her son on the throne and to keep him there. Benin remembered her with a phrase that lasted 5 centuries. The only woman who went to war. When Esigie won, he did something no king before him had done. He created a brand new title just for his mother, Iyoba, Queen Mother. And to honor her, he commissioned a portrait. That portrait is the face in the glass case. And here's where the label starts lying. The most famous group of African artworks in the world is called the Benin Bronzes. There are thousands of them looted from Benin City. And the name is wrong twice over. First, the metal pieces mostly aren't bronze. These are brass, copper, and zinc. The British Museum's own website admits it. But the bigger error is this. Idia isn't metal at all. She's ivory, carved from a single elephant tusk. The term Benin Bronzes gets stretched to cover everything taken in 1897. Why does a wrong name matter? Because it takes a palace full of specific, sacred things and turns them into one category, a job lot, loot. And a category is much easier to keep than a queen. Now look at how she's displayed. Upright, facing out, lit from the front so that you can see her. But that's not what she was for. She's a pendant. She has loops on both sides. She was worn. Esigie wore his mother's face on his own body during the most sacred ceremonies of the year. She wasn't an object he looked at. She was an object he looked out from. A mother worn into ritual, facing the world on her son's behalf. And around her headdress is a row of tiny bearded faces. Those are Portuguese, traders and soldiers carved into the crown of a Benin queen, not as conquerors, as decoration. And now the uncomfortable one. We are not 100% certain this is Idia. The identification was actually made in the middle of the 20th century by a later king of Benin, drawing on his own court's memory of what these masks were. Some scholars hedge because of that. They'll say the mask is only popularly associated with Idia. But here is why that isn't a weakness. It's the whole argument. Who identified her? The Benin court itself. The living inheritors. The museum has the ivory. Benin has the meaning. So how did she end up 4,000 miles from home? In 1897, Britain wanted control of West African trade, and Benin, an independent kingdom, was in the way. British troops took Benin City, burned it, exiled the Iyoba, and stripped the palace. They found Idia in a chest in the king's own bedchamber. And here's what it really was. The looted art was used to pay for the invasion. She was carried out of a burning palace and sold to pay for the fire. So, she's not bronze, she's ivory. She wasn't made to be seen, she was made to be worn. And the certainty lives in the city she was stolen from, not the one she sits in. The case in London holds the object. It was never able to hold the queen. This is the deep cut. Subscribe.